Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. I certainly am. The price action crypto might be a little boring these days, as evidenced by my video thumbnail cover, but it's crypto and there's always interesting news to cover. We'll get into that in a sec. First, don't forget, as usual, hit the like and subscribe button in the corner of the screen if you enjoy the content. And remember, you can always skip around using the timestamps in the bottom description area beneath each video. And before we dive in, remember I have my new altcoin pick coming up. I've decided it's going to be on Monday. That will be the day I'll be posting the video analyzing my new altcoin pick. And as I've covered, the last time I did this a few weeks ago, I covered Stepn, and it went up. Here's where I posted the video. The coin was at about 10.5 cents, and then exactly 24 hours later, the coin was at 31 cents, 192% increase in that 24 hours right after I posted the video. So the timing might have been a little luck that the price rose significantly right then, but I do think my investment criterion analysis was spot on, and also the fact that on that particular day it was a great buy in the dip opportunity. And yesterday, for whatever reason, Stepn was #1 in the trending searches and crypto ranked platform. I'm not sure why they didn't reveal any news. I don't think that had anything to do with me, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, so definitely tune in Monday. It'll be my next altcoin pick. I'm very excited about it. It's a coin I have not covered yet. It is a coin I've been following on my own. It's kind of similar size as Stepn and all the other ones, about 100 million market cap. So small / medium sized market cap. The investment criterion I use for this coin, it's pretty much the same as that I used to analyze Stepn and all the other coins. I'll be going over that on Monday. It's not really a buy in the dip coin, this coin, the way Stepn is, but the investment criteria is pretty similar. And I'll be going over all that on Monday. Obviously, no promises with these kind of returns, and this isn't investment advice, as we all know. But just between me and you, I got a good feeling about this coin on Monday I'll be profiling. So definitely tune in. Let's get into the markets. Not much price action. Boring as fuck. 28,700. Technical analysis portion of the day. A little more interesting. Maren Altman, noted technical analyst on Twitter. I am a big fan. She's got a huge following there. The moon enters Taurus, making for a more grounded, stable energy amidst the relationship tensions in the Venus-Pluto square. The Mars-Jupiter conjunction approaches, so feeling as if energy is ramping up to explode is likely. Liking what I'm hearing here. Exploding energy? Sign me up. This is great. Finally, some positive energy in the markets. Everyone's been so bearish, myself included. This is what we need here. This kind of positive energy. Keep it coming, Maren. Moving to the news for the day. So waves, it's kind of been sort of quietly going down and quietly death spiraling. This article came out yesterday. Waves down 16%. Is it a buy? So here's the 3-month chart. I mean, this is not good here. 2 months ago, April 1st, it was at $54. Today it's at $4.44. That's a 92% drop in 2 months. And see, it's just kind of a slow bleed out. So whereas Terra was just a fast moving death spiral, this is like a slow, drawn out death spiral. It sure looks like it's heading right to zero. I mean, this chart, it doesn't hold up anyway. This is not a good chart right here. So they have their stable coin too. It's an algorithmic stable coin, just like Terra. That's why I'm bringing it up. But Neutrino USD, that's their stable coin. So they're at 97 cents. They're kind of around its peg. They've had a few close calls over the last few months. They got down about 78 cents 2 months ago. They got down about 82 cents another time. They keep recovering, but people are pretty shaky about these two coins. Obviously, people are starting to notice. On-chain Wizard puts out a lot of good stuff on Twitter here. Is anyone watching waves in USDN here? That's Neutrino. Is this another death spiral in the making? So he notes that the market cap for the Neutrino stablecoin is higher than the market cap for the main governance token, the Waves token, which it usually should be the opposite. The main governance token always should be higher for these algorithmic stablecoins. It doesn't necessarily have to be. There's been cases where it's been the opposite. So it doesn't necessarily mean the coin's going to zero, but it's kind of an ominous indicator. And then, like 2 months ago, this guy here, 0x Hamzi, he was the first person to kind of, put it on the radar that waves is something to watch for. He wrote this. He noticed that the stablecoin, the neutrino stablecoin, was minting at a ridiculously high rate over the last month. It had gone from market cap of 475 million to 875 million in only 4 weeks, and they did that just through minting new USDN stable coins. He also noted other things to watch for, like it had promised 21.8% yields. That's in the 20%, 30% range. That kind of, was exciting beforehand. Now it's sort of raises red flags. So we'll see. I'd probably tread with caution around waves in USDN. Anything's possible. It's crypto. Sticking with stablecoins, so Justin Sun, so he came out, as I covered the other day, he came out with his USDD, another algorithmic stablecoin that's just like, works just the same way as the USD stablecoin, works just the same way as the neutrino stablecoin, pretty much. So he coincidentally came out with his USDD coin 3 days before the Terra implosion. He had announced it a couple weeks before then, and the coin hit exchanges about 3 days before. So total coincidence, but if there is anyone who's actually been benefiting from the Terra implosion, it is Tron and Justin Sun. It's, obviously the stable coins worked in identical ways, and the founders have very similar personality types. Do Kwon, Justin Sun, they're kind of sort of larger than life, outspoken, brash characters, huge fan followings in Asia. So when one went down, the other benefited. I mean, look at Tron's price curve. This is the 3-month chart. It's actually gone up. It's the last 2 months. It's just steadily gone up here. I mean, how many other coins can you name in the top 100 can you say this for? And I do believe their 30-day return does put them in the top of the top 100 in the top few coins. So they are vastly outperforming the markets. Additionally, with their USDD coin being successful so far, now they're in the number 3 in total value locked amongst blockchains. They're number 3, right behind Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chains. I mean, Tron, you'd expect them to be probably closer to 7, 8, 9. You wouldn't expect them to be number 3. So they are the only coin doing great in this bear market. They're stable coin, so hit exchanges May 3rd. It's managed to keep its peg, a little shakiness in the beginning, but trading right at $1 now. So that's a good sign. Obviously, some big exchanges are staying away from the USDD stablecoin. Not a surprise. They're on mostly medium-sized exchanges. Poloniex, Huobi, Gates, KuCoin, Bybit, so they're not on any of the big ones. Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Crypto.com. They're not really on any U.S. exchanges. The Korean exchanges are also obviously staying away from them. They're not on BitHum. They're not on Upbit. Not surprising there. But so back to Justin Sun's this article on CoinDesk yesterday, or about a week ago. So they asked him what he thought of the Terra implosion. So he's been studying it, which is good. He admits there is risk in his UDD coin, and he admits they do operate in some similar ways. He definitely does. I think he does think it was a coordinated attack. He points out the facts. It's just too much of a coincidence that Terra had pulled $150 million of UST off curve, and then 4 minutes later there was an $84 million sale of UST by an unknown party on curve, and then 12 hours later, over the next 12 hours, there were 3 separate sales totaling $200 million by probably the same individual who sold the $84 million. So sales of $100 million that aren't part of the team are unusual, not like 1 in a million. They're unusual, but the fact that one happened 4 minutes after $150 million of liquidity was pulled off the curve exchange, and the team with that's most vulnerable point, the 4 minutes, and then the 12 hours. It's just too much of a coincidence. It's basically impossible. So it was a coordinated attack, as everyone knows, and Justin Sun confirms this here. Obviously, he doesn't know who it is. Nobody does, but he is with me that this is definitely a coordinated attack. So he's studied it. He's kind of learned some sort of defense mechanisms. He sort of alludes that maybe one strategy is, if they do need to pull a lot of liquidity off exchanges at any given time, don't pull $150 million at once off. Maybe break it into a bunch of smaller transactions, $5 million at a time over the course of a couple of days. So the coin, there's one vulnerable point. He also says the size of USDD will help it. It's still kind of small, 348 million market cap. So if it does go to zero or start going down, it won't cause the cascading sort of death spiral that affected the entire markets. That being said, he still is eyeing a $2 billion valuation. You know, says Justin Sun. He likes to do things big. Can't complain there. So we will be interesting to see what's going on with Tron. Stepn, they did not have a good day. Token down 38% as China bans Stepn app gameplay in their country. So it's the team announced that I guess only 5% of the users are in China, so it wasn't that quite a big a deal. I guess it was a preemptive move by China. It sounds like they sort of saw how popular the app was becoming in the other Asian countries around there, and then they didn't want it catching on in China, so they preemptively banned it. That's what it sounded like. Stepn is compliant with the ban, so they're banning all IP addresses in China who download the app, and then even more importantly than that, they're banning all the users who have GPS coordinates in China. So if you can't use the GPS mechanism in Stepn app, there's no way around it. You need the GPS in the app to track how far you've walked and track how many tokens you're going to get. So without that, that's an ironclad ban. So Chinese users definitely can't use Stepn, and the coin it was hit anything related to China. Any banning with the coin is always going to hit big. So it went from $1.40 yesterday to 80 cents, down around 45% at the worst point. It did recover slightly. It's at about $1, and I think people saw that it was only 5% of the users. Maybe the news isn't quite as big as they thought. And Stepn, people don't really, it hasn't even hit the North America, Europe. It's almost entirely Asian users who are using it. So there's tons of untapped potential there. I'm still very bullish on Stepn. Moving on, another altcoin, Avalanche. So they have not had a good couple months here. So I profiled them. So they were kind of hit hard by the Terra debacle. They lost 60 million. A lot of people thought it was going to be worse. So they announced it was 60 million, which really wasn't that bad, but just them being associated with Terra in any way has hurt them considerably. So here's a 3-month chart. They've got, I mean, this numbers is ridiculous. Down from $102 to $22 in the last 2 months. It's a 78% decrease. I mean, this isn't some like small altcoin. This is Avalanche. They're huge. And number 4 in total value locked amongst blockchains behind Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Tron, as we covered. So they're ahead of Solana, Polygon, Phantom in terms of total value locked. So I mean, I just think that 78% is just a vast sort of, oversold, way too much panic selling. Then again, timing the bottom with these sorts of things is almost impossible, and it does keep going down each day. But in the long run, I think Avalanche is definitely going to recover. This is definitely a good buy in the dip opportunity at some point. It's just 78%. It should not be going down that much. And then if you compare it to Bitcoin, 30 days, Avalanche down 68% versus Bitcoin only down 25%. So underperformed the market by almost 3 times. So I just think that's a little bit too much panic selling for a coin as big as Avalanche. That's it for today. I will be back with a new episode tomorrow on Saturday, so stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this episode, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Later.